And now we get another opportunity to speak with another inductee into this year's Athletics Hall of Fame class here at Bucknell University. From the class of 2011, Doug Shribman joins us. Doug, wow, what an honor. Congratulations, buddy.
It really is an honor. Being back here is so special, and I'm so happy to be back and be honored with, being inducted to the Hall of Fame.
When you first started here at Bucknell, maybe even when you first started your baseball career way back when, did you ever think you would reach the heights that you ended up reaching?
Never. I came in just hoping to see the field and get a couple at bats and hopefully, do something good out there. And now, however many years later, being here is something special.
What's really interesting, though, is you were brought in to be a pitcher, and you did pitch your first year. What changed things in Coach Depew and in Coach Heather's mind, because you weren't a bad pitcher? I mean, what changed in their minds to say, we got to get this guy in the field, first base, and then, of course, hitting more?
Yeah. I was a raw player coming out of high school, so I could throw it hard and I could, hit it far, but they didn't really know exactly what to do with me at first. So once that first base spot opened up, they kind of gave me the shot, and I never gave it back. So, it was just something that I'd always played both growing up, so I was, ready to do whatever they told me to do, and I was happy to do it, and it worked out in the end.
It worked out in the end. How far through your freshman year did they decide, okay, we're going to move him, we're not going to get him on the mound, we're going to get him off the mound and get him to where he could make the most impact?
So my freshman year was pretty much primarily pitching. It wasn't until really, the sophomore fall that I really fell into the first base position full time. They liked what they saw on the pitching mound, but they kind of had that opening too, so they gave me a crack at it, and it sort of worked out. So, from there it was, I think, an easy choice for them. That was a much better hitter than I was a pitcher.
Why are you such a good hitter, you feel? During your career, I mean, we'll talk about the home runs, but you did more than just hitting home runs. So we want to kind of talk about that a little. But what made you such a good hitter?
I had a high school coach who always used to say, swing hard in case you hit it. And that was a mantra that I used throughout. So I was up there taking big hacks, and every once in a while I got a hold of one, and, some of them left the field. And, otherwise I just, the support of the teammates, and we were all working hard, pushing each other. It was one of those teams, or throughout my 4 years, everyone sort of pushed each other. So everyone wanted that last hit or that higher batting average or that one extra RBI. So we were pushing each other, and I give a lot of credit to the rest of the team.
It's interesting because when you were playing here at Bucknell, Doug, and by the way, you have a great first name, but
Great.
thank you. But when you were here at Bucknell, that was before Major League Baseball really kind of got into the analytics, and now everybody goes up there swinging for the fences. So you were kind of the predecessor to that, weren't you?
I completely agree. I was ahead of my time, if you ask me. Nowadays it's all about, launch angle and, getting under the ball and, big fly balls and everything else. Whereas back when I was sort of playing, it was, contact hitters and line drives and, things have changed. You see in the major leagues, guys getting up there and taking big hacks like I used to do. So, the baseball has changed a little bit, but I think it's all for the better.
Yeah, exactly. Did you have any, did Coach Depew say anything to you? Did he go, oh, man, don't go swinging away? Or was he all for, particularly when he saw the results?
I think a little bit of both. At first, he probably would have appreciated me swinging for more contact. But I think as time went on, he appreciated that, I could sort of manage to do a little bit of both. And he just allowed me to be me. One thing I will say is our coaches, more so than any other coaches in the Patriot League, allowed us to sort of play our game. And that goes for everyone on the field, whether it was, Ben Allen as our leadoff hitter, or Ben Yoder was able to kind of mix in the power and average. Andy Brous had great power, but also could, fly around the base path. So they let us do kind of what we were good at, and they let me swing hard and try to hit some home runs, so that worked out.
You definitely worked out, and your junior year was just fantastic. Did you almost every time you went to the plate think, I'm probably going to hit a home run?
Towards the end of the season, when I went on a run during the playoffs that was special, I couldn't even have pictured anything like that. So when something like that happens, you are just totally in the zone. You just think, all right, what am I going to see here? And, can I really get a hold of it and drive one? So when you start seeing the ball like that, it's always a good thing for a baseball player.
Well, and you mentioned the playoffs that year was so special for the team, but for you. You really kind of offensively speaking, carried the team on your back. Did you go into that postseason thinking you were going to do that, or did it just happen?
It really just happened. I think that team was led by a ton of seniors and upperclassmen, and we knew that we had, a lot of offensive firepower. And we just got hot at the right time, honestly. Myself and a couple other guys, too, we really hit our stride at the right time, right in playoffs, and carried that momentum, straight into a regional.
And, the neat thing is you had guys ahead of you that you almost knew they were going to get on base one way or the other. So when you went up there, it's not a solo home run. A lot of times you were hitting for a 2 or 3 run home run, weren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mentioned a bunch of those guys. B.J. LaRosa, another one who hit, up in the order, and guys who just set the table and then, again, just sort of let me do what I did best, was swing hard and hopefully knock them home.
You knocked a lot home. But is this the biggest home run hit that you've ever made getting into the Hall of Fame?
This is incredible. This is something special. When I got the call earlier this summer that I was, going to be inducted, it was just an unbelievable honor. And just being back here is such a special place, and will always have a very special place in my heart. So this is a great honor. I'm so happy to be here.
So 10 years ago you graduated, 2011. 11 years ago, I guess now. What are you doing now?
I am a lawyer in New York City. My wife and I live in New York City. We have a dog named Bucky, actually. I work for a nonprofit organization for the New York City School Department. Things are going pretty well.
Well, they're growing very well for you, and what a great honor. I mean, nobody deserved it any more than you did, Doug. Congratulations in getting inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
Doug Shribman, another inductee into the Bucknell Athletics Hall of Fame.